tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. All right. Good morning. I have to go do something this morning. It's actually it's in my favor. It's kind of exciting. Well, it's not exciting, fun. And I don't want to go. I'm going. Good morning, Jackie. It's good to see you. You guys don't see it, but I got kitty cat in my lap. He was crying. He wanted his daddy. Huh. Everybody thought you were going to be the social one. Well, so we are talking about becoming better equipped. And what they are talking about there is becoming more emotionally better equipped. So I'm not quite awake yet. You can always tell when I'm not quite awake because I still have to blow my nose from being a smoker. So all right, if you are here, please say hello, whether you're watching live or the rewatch. And of course, welcome to Daily Trudge. It sucks because my stuff is being lowered in the news feed on Facebook for another like 2 weeks, because they're whiny little fucking assholes. That's why, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So, over the last couple of years, there's been this whole division thing in Colorado. And I just kind of here's the thing. Don't be going and talking to people and finding out things just to turn around and utilize that. It's nutty. It is. I do truly question a lot of people's intention that do what I do. And I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about being a recovery coach and working in the field. I hear things like right now, I'm really peeved about something and I'm trying to figure out how to handle it. There's a company here and it's a front. It's entirely a front. And what they do is they go after the young people. Okay. This is what they do. They find these young people. Why? Because young people are easily molded, especially when they find somebody, oh, you're so cool, and we love you because you're popular. Aha. And then we start to teach these young kids that what popularity or what recovery is about is popularity. And that is not fucking true at all. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. And what they do, they actually call these people low-hanging fruit. I've heard them say this. They call young people low-hanging fruit. Why? Because if you get them when they're young, they become impressionable. Then what you do is you give them a little something. What they do is they make them recovery coaches after a few months, right? Giving them false pride, telling them that they have something that they really don't have. And then what they do is they go out and spread this word that they don't even know what they're talking about. Then what happens is they get down, they fail because they're not given quite the right things, right? Well, these kids are durable. Okay. It's what's called recidivism. That's what they're doing. They're taking these young people, setting them up to fail, letting them fail so they can start the process over again and keep them on their insurance paperwork. That's why. Okay. This is the shit that I fight. all the time. You guys think I just do this? I do so much more. And I'm getting to a point where everybody needs to start joining in. Everybody needs to start doing their fair share of the work. It is a cult, pretty much. It pretty much is. And this person actually works for the Office of Behavioral Health also. Okay. These people are being promoted by Mobilized Recovery. I'm wondering what Ryan Hampton's even fucking up to anymore. You guys probably don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Hey, Gary, good to see you. All right. So be careful. It sucks that I even have to tell people to be careful. That sucks. I shouldn't have to do that. Okay. I'm sorry, but if you're new in recovery, there's not many people that you can actually trust anymore. Go to the city, go to the county. Please talk to me. I will find you the right route. There is plenty of fantastic, legitimate resources, but they are overshadowed by the people that are bullies and want to be popular at all times. And they will do anything for it. So let's get to the topic. Right? So it's in the book. I'm actually reading it September 29th because everything was on the 8th step and I covered the 8th step yesterday. So, in our first weeks or months in the programs, our shaky emotional condition sometimes affects our feelings towards old friends and family. I didn't go through this. I didn't have any friends when I sobered up. I had no friends. I didn't drink with anybody. I drank by myself. I always drank by myself. It was just a thing. In fact, when I first started drinking when I was 13, yeah, it wasn't any different. I drank alone. See, what would happen is my mom. I gotta go move a curtain because there's a light shining. I mean, of course, it's like this big and it's shining, nice and pinpointed right towards my eyeballs. You know how that works. The one place it can be, right? But what I would do is, my mom came home from work. She always went straight upstairs, started drinking. I would take care of the kids, and after I put them to bed, my dad worked nights a lot of times, so I would sneak into my mother's bedroom. I would steal 2 beers, and I would go have a dip and watch Taxi and drink a few beers at the age of 13. Yep. Actually, I think I was more 14. I don't think it really matters. So, so I didn't have a lot of friends. So I didn't go through this part. I've never been. Here's the thing. Everybody is always left. I don't trust people to stick around. So it's very hard for me to make friendships. Okay. It used to be very hard. I've gotten better at it. But here again, I've made some pretty close friends that have just turned around and stabbed me in the back in recovery. And it makes me and even now they're reaching out to other people that are my friends. And it's kind of disgusting. It is. So how do we work with that stuff? I'll tell you what I do. I don't fucking care. Here's the thing. You talk shit to this friend, he's going to get pissed at you because he doesn't work like that. So, but what we're talking about here, and I apologize. I keep going around. I got a lot on my mind because of my meeting. Okay. So we still have a shaky emotional condition. So I did have that with some of my family, but not too many. It would have been my son, my son and my daughters, my wife, but not really beyond that. I didn't do much talking to any other family. What they told me was, I love you, but I love you over there. That one hurt. Um, what they should have said was, I got to love you from over here. That's what they see. That's what they meant. It was the intention was good. You got to watch how you say this shit. Because what they said to me was, I love you better when you're over there. Right? So watch how you say it. I ended up figuring out the intent just now. Okay. I'm in a different state than I used to be. I can see things a little more. I can see things for what they are, right? And sometimes people use verbiage and I know they mean something else. And I used to correct them. I quit doing that. Just let them talk, man. And they'll probably end up correcting themselves anyway. What does that have to do with any of this? For many of us, these relationships heal quickly in the initial stage of our recovery. For some of us, the only relationship that quickly turned around was my relationship with my wife. But that was because that was the person I was closest to. I talked with her the most. I was closest to her. And I intentionally worked on that relationship in the beginning. Jackie says me either. I just had family and they were the people I thought was running from. Turned out they were the people I needed. Yeah. It's true. I know that my mom didn't do some very great things to me when I was a kid, but I don't blame her for that shit anymore. You want to know why? Because I know what it's like to be a fucking parent. I know what it's like. My brother, asshole. Sorry, I should not be calling people names. I apologize, God. That slipped out. Okay. Um, he got married last week and he didn't invite his parents. Okay. This is the first time this has happened to my mother. Okay. This happened to me twice already. Both of my kids went and got married without inviting me. Right. They thought they were they thought I was going to be against it, and I never was. Right. So those relationships took a lot longer. Okay. The relationship with my mother took a lot longer. So I don't want you to be reading this stuff and have an expectation of, wow, my life is going to turn around immediately. No, you must get rid of that expectation. You do not know what's going to happen. You do not. I'm coming up on 7 years sober, and it's just now starting to come into fruition. Okay. This year, I said, was going to be a year of healing for me, and that is what I have done. I have been healing the relationships with people that support me. That's what I have been doing. And it has changed me. It has changed my self-esteem. It has changed how I talk, how I do things for the better. And what I learn more and more each day is how to love people appropriately to the relationship. And that's what we're talking about here. Being better emotionally equipped, okay? Because you're going to be very touchy in the beginning. I was. Hey, Dion, what? I'm serious. I would. You said something to me. I don't know. Oh, very, very touchy. Okay? It always felt like my family wanted me to keep drinking. Some of them did. Some of them didn't. Each person is different. See, there's no collective out there that is There's no collective out there called Against Dion. There isn't. But there are certain people that are doing things. But I let them do it because eventually, if you're somebody that talks shit, eventually you're going to drive everybody away. Okay? We all know it. Here's the thing. We all know this. If you're talking with somebody and they are talking shit about somebody else, they are going to talk shit about you. But yet, we seem to need this need for prestige and power and wanting what other people have. And these people are over here going, look what we have. And it's not even real. It is fake grass. Okay? These people are not attending meetings. They have not completed the 12 steps. It was interrupted by recovery coaching. Gary, how long did you wait before you went to school? He took the fucking time, okay? Because he was talking to me about going to school a year ago, right? And our conversation was, I think that's a great idea, but I think you need to finish the steps first, and you need to have a year. And he listened to that, and he went and did it, and now he's going to school for it. That's how you fucking do it. He put the blinders on and he did the work. Okay? Good job, Gary. I've been waiting for this day. Today was the day. Okay? Good job. Okay? I've watched this man grow like you would not fucking believe. Your story is going to bring a lot of hope, dude. I'm laughing because, there's a lot of times I tell people so then I am not psychic, but I do know what you're going to do next. My sponsees are always, like this week I talked about my sponsees. Yeah, I haven't started on my 4-step. I know you haven't touched it because you're ignoring me. Because you thought just because I didn't show up to the noon meeting, we weren't meeting. See, that thought process tells me where you're at, and it tells me what you did. And he thought I was going to be mad at him. If your sponsor gets mad at you for not working on the 4-step, fuck them. Everybody goes through it. Gary went through it. Remember starting your 4-step? It took like a month to get going, right? Everybody goes through it. It's okay. They're not ignoring it. They're cycling through trauma, and you must give them the chance to do it. Okay? So when we met, we didn't talk about the 4-step. I said, no, you're fine. I'm not upset by that at all. It's because he doesn't quite understand it yet. Okay? That's fine. Okay? I'm glad that he's taking time. Because what are the watchwords in step 4? Fearless and thorough. Fearless and thorough. That month, they are becoming fearless. Let them get out of the fucking way and let them do it. I do not stop my sponsees from doing shit. I give them suggestions. That's it. I am a guide. But I'm one of those guides where if I tell you to follow this trail and stay on it, you best do it. And I already know if you're gonna go off the trail. I have another sponsor. I'm going to Canada and meet up with some girl, but it's not sexual. Bullshit. You think I don't know? I've warned him. Doesn't mean he's gonna drink. Doesn't mean he's gonna use again. But it is going to stunt the 8th and 9th step process. See, the key is to not have to create any more amends while you're doing this shit. That's why we tell you to keep your mouth shut. I've got to start wrapping this up because I got to go get ready. I got to be somewhere in an hour. So, all right. For many of us, these relationships heal quickly in the initial stages of recovery. For others, a time of touchiness seems to persist. Now that we are no longer drinking or using our other chemicals, we have to sort out our feelings about spouses, children, relatives, employers, fellow workers, and even neighbors. Yep. My neighbor has a yucky dog, and I've asked him a couple times. I'm like, hey, can you guys put your dog in? All right. And I didn't get a very good reception. And I had like yesterday, it was like 2 fucking hours. Right. I don't like listening to a little yippy dog. And I certainly don't want to hear a dog crying out in pain emotionally. That's what bothers me. Is I can hear that dog wanting to be a part of the family, and they're just in there doing whatever, letting him 10 feet away. They can clearly hear it, and they ignore it. Right? That's not being a very good neighbor. Experience in the program over the years has taught me that we should avoid making important decisions early in our recovery. That's why we say don't switch jobs, don't get a new career, do not start a relationship. That's the number one thing, and nobody fucking listens to it. Okay? I have met one person. I met one person, and her name was Corey. Go check out her podcast. It's a fantastic podcast. She fell in love with a man, and this man was like 4 months sober. Okay? And she remained friends with him. They didn't go out on a date. They didn't do nothing until he had like a year and a half of sobriety, and she waited. And she's married to him. Okay? Some people call her a 13th stepper for that. You know what I call that? Love. I call that unconditional love. I thought it was fucking beautiful. You want to know why? Because it is. Well, you want to know why those people said that? Because they're jealous. Because they were not capable of doing that themselves. Because they got into a relationship in the first year and it failed. And they are jealous. So they pound on her for it. Those are the bullies. All right. Especially emotionally charged decisions about people. Yeah. If you're elevated or de-elevated, no, probably don't want to make a decision. If you're newer in the program, or if you have a little bit of time, or you're an old timer, talk to your sponsor. Talk to your sponsor. Talk to another human being. Write it. Sometimes what I will do is I will open up Word and I'll write an email that made me mad, and I look at it and then I delete it. Am I becoming better equipped to relate maturely to other people? May God help me through the edginess, the confusion of re-feeling and rethinking my relationships, the getting it all together stages of my recovery. May I not rush into a new relationships or new situations that demand an investment of my emotions. Not yet. Today I'll remember no entangling alliances too soon. In the beginning, God would tell me no. Then after a little while, he told me not yet. Then he started saying yes. And I had no idea what to do with myself. So be careful what you pray for. All right. I got to go get ready and head downtown. So going down to Free Talk with Ryan Canada, see what we can do for more resources for our people. So, all right. I love you guys. Peace out. And thank you for being here.